Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Fat Lady Knits and welcome to my new subscribers. Oh my goodness, I made it. Wow, my voice is a little different, but it's getting better. I tell you, this, my latest go round with COVID, wow. I was so afraid my voice would never come back because there have been two other members of the family who've had COVID and their voices are totally different. They're hoarse, and I thought I was going to be the same way. But I'm getting better. I can now walk around without feeling faint, so I'm good. And oh, to everyone who's going through it right now, keep on keeping on. You'll get there. It can be hard, and some days, oh my goodness, just sitting up in bed is like it's worthy of an Oscar because it's such a thing to get through. But I've done it, you can do it. And yeah, let's leave that. That's illness. Let's leave that behind. To the lady who said she just got a new sock machine, yes. Oh, you're going to have so much frustrating fun. And if you enjoy being frustrated, you have the right hobby. Now, if you're one of those people who right off the bat you can make socks like there's no tomorrow, that's awesome. As you may not know, I was not one of them. What do I have any advice for a new CSM knitter? Ah, go on Facebook and join the Circular Sock Knitting Group. There are one, two, maybe even three, there may be more. But if you go on there, you can go on there and you can see what other issues people are having just in case you have one. And if you do have a problem, please post a video. There's always somebody out there willing to help, but they need to be able to see what your machine is doing if there's a problem. Okay? And if you have gotten to the point where you're learning to make socks and heel and you're using the short row, it's the same process. And the video I would recommend for that is CSM Hints and Tips. It's by the Wizard of British Columbia, also known as Steve Ashton. That's his real name. And his video is excellent for showing you how to make heels and toes that are more rounded. Okay, and if you have a minute on Fridays at 10 o'clock Eastern time, so subtract an hour the further west you go, there's a Jamie Mayfield does a Jamie Mayfield, the Makefield, renaming the lady, has a live sock TV, so you might want to check that out. But it's fun, and my one piece of advice: don't throw the machine out the window. The second one, there is such a thing as too much sock yarn. There really is. And so, what have I been doing? Well, I've only been up and well for like 3 days. Okay? And I'm probably the most well rested person you know right now because I was out. I'm telling you, I was out. I don't think I've ever slept so much in my life. Now, let me start with the thing that annoyed me. I had a request for a head wrap, okay? Just a plain ordinary head wrap. I used the rib stitch on the flatbed knitting machine with its ribber, and it was the perfect length. I was getting ready to take it off. I was like, I can take it off and finish it when I'm sitting on the bus or the train. Why sit at the machine? That's boring. Well, remember me and my new studio? I don't have a new studio. What I have is a mess in two places. So I have a mess part one and a mess part two. Part one is the new living room, dining room that has everything that I have not put into the craft room yet. The craft room has everything that's in there, including things that should not be. So I've got a mess in two places. And so I was going to move one of the flatbed machines into that room, and this was still on it. I accidentally kicked something, and it knocked down the bottle of my Badgie Chew. I heard something crack, and I was like, what fell and broke? I don't have a glass there. It was the Badgie Chew. And Badgie Chew is brown. This was hanging on the floor, still on the machine, waiting for me to take it off. So what do I have? Instead of a white, it looks white on your screen. This is beige from the Badgie Chew. And this up here is white. And you can see the stain, yeah. I had it soaking in water. I was desperately looking for the bleach to see if it would help remove the color. If not, I have to start all over. And I made this using Sebalia. And I don't have as much of it as I would like, because the lady I used to buy from in Louisiana, I can no longer find her online. So I have been really upset, and I couldn't find the bleach. I found it a few minutes ago. So I'm going to stick this in bleach, and hopefully the Badgie Chew will come out. If not, this is garbage, and I have to start all over again. And let me tell you, that plain, boring, just back and forth doing a rib, back and forth. And for some reason, my flatbed knitting machines don't like cotton, and that's what that is. So it was hell just doing that. Okay, that's that. Then, before I got sick, what was I working on? I thought I was being so smart. I started making, let me pull out more than one. I should, do I have any other colors? Oh wow, I didn't realize. Okay, what I had been doing was making these. See how little tiny socks? I thought they would make a fabulous garland to put on the Christmas tree. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what's the issue? There's nothing Christmassy about them. I don't have Christmas sock yarn. I was just trying to use up the bits and bobs that I had left over instead of a Franken socks. And I don't know, there was nothing good about being sick. However, maybe it was a good thing I wasn't able to make more of these, because there's nothing Christmassy about them. And now it's too late to get Christmas sock yarn. It's gone. Anyway, I'm not sure what to do, because if I get Christmas sock yarn in November, am I really going to be able to make enough of them? Because these are tiny to make a garland. These are really tiny. Now, how did I do these? Not on the circular sock machine. I went to the flatbed knitting machine with Ribba, and I just made a tube, a tube that was all this way. And then I did a little heel. And the toe isn't even a real toe. I just pulled those stitches in because it's tiny. So this was really fast. And as I said, I was going to do a Christmas garland. And then I looked at it, I was like, this is not really Christmassy. And then I got sick. So that was the end of that. But I'm going to hold on to these because maybe I'll make another type of garland. Who knows? So I'm going to put these in here because these are tiny. And if I don't put them all in one place, I will never find anything. Which reminds me, thank you to my viewer who told me that putting together a craft room can take years. She said hers took 3 years. Mine is looking as though it's going to take 300. I didn't know I had so much stuff. Oh. Now I understand why my mother used to walk behind me at Michael's and Joann's and Ames and Blick's and wherever else, Walmart, wherever else I was when they were selling craft things, going, you don't need it. You don't need it. I really have. And I'm looking at, I have to do a what's in the box, what's in the container episode. Because I think when I was doing the decoupage class, I went crazy. I got a lot of stuff over there. But that's all right. Getting back to knitting. One thing. I have a request, And let me tell you, I am so confused. Um, I was talking about my craft room. Was there anything? Ah, the craft room. Not only do I have a lot of stuff, I realize I don't think there's going to be a table where I can sit with a candle and a bottle of wine and sit and knit or Kitchener or anything like that. By the time I put all that stuff in there, that will be a fire hazard, and I have no intention of burning to death just so I can look like a suave and sophisticated knitter. No, I'm the queen of chaos. Let's leave it at that when it comes to crafting. But I do get things done, which reminds me, I'm getting the side eye because no one had socks for Christmas. No one, no one, no one. So it's like, don't you have a machine? I'm like, I've been sick. What did y'all want me to do? I was like, they were like, well, you were home in bed. And I'm like, that's the point. I was in bed. Do you know sick? What was I supposed to do? Roll the machine up to the bed and while I'm laying? Come on. So it's nice to know my socks are appreciated, and I do have to get back to it. Let me tell you, what was the other issue? I told you the place is a mess. I couldn't have gotten to the sock machine if I wanted to because I piled all the stuff in front of it. Now I can actually see blue, and hopefully for 2024, she and I will have a beautiful relationship. Now, getting back to the requests. What was my... yes. Someone on YouTube, Facebook, something is making, well, I don't know if making is the right word, but doing paper clips so that they form a heart and that you crochet or macrame around it, and it's cute. So there's a princess who thinks this is adorable. Let me tell you, I found a video on YouTube. Did I mention I'm a graduate of YouTube University? And it said use big paper clips, but I don't have any. So I was using little paper clips. And I have twisted these things over and over. I've watched the video more than 5 times, and I still can't get it right. Because you have to get the heart shape, and then you cover it. You can crochet, you can macrame, whatever, sew it, whatever. Put yarn around it. But then I can't figure out how it works as a paper clip. I mean, is the heart now this way? Is it this way? Or is it this way? I am so confused, and I've watched the video more than 5 times. I mean, so far, you know what I've gotten right? I was in the dollar store, and I found red. Pink would have been nice, but I'm like, for Valentine's Day, I can make her at least a dozen of these. I'm still trying to figure out how do you bend these. Maybe I just need to go and get the big paper clips the way they said. I was in the $1.25 store. I got this. I got everything else up, a whole bunch of stuff. Why didn't I think big paper clips? Hopefully the next time you see me, I will have figured this out, and I will have a few cute heart paper clips shaped like, twisted into a shape like a heart, and then covered with yarn so that she can do whatever it is. It might be mixed with fairy lights and hung for Valentine's Day, because this particular princess did put in a request for fairy lights, and I bought her a whole bunch, battery operated, okay? Because the light bill is not going up so you can have cute little lights in your room. No, that's not happening, okay? So let me leave that confusion aside, hopefully. Perez, I will figure it out. What else have I been up to? Someone gave this to me. Oh, and this is gorgeous. This is a beautiful sweater. Look at the detail. I know white is bright. Look at the detailing on this. It is gorgeous. And what did I do? I went in search of my pearl-looking beads. But I'm looking at I don't think the pearls will show very much. Maybe if they were bigger. Because I've been looking at it for a week now, and I'm like, I'm in bed, I can sit and sew these on. But for some reason, I think that's what it is. Because they're nice, but they're tiny. I need bigger would be better because it would be bold and short. So that's what's wrong. It's like no, 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 no. And I am on a craft diet. I am not allowed to buy anything that I'm not using, and that's coming from me. That's not coming from someone else. That's me, because in trying to create a crafting room, I have found so much stuff I didn't even remember that I purchased. So it's like, no sock yarn, no matter how good this, unless it's $1 a skein, no sock yarn. And nobody's selling sock yarn for $1 a skein. So I'm hoping as my energy comes back, because this makes me tired, being the recovery process for me is long. And I still have, oh my goodness. One day I will come to you and say I have a craft room. I don't know that I'll ever be able to show it to you because I anticipate it being a giant mess. Okay, none of the cute stuff that other people have. But it is what it is. But I'm glad to be back. I'm so thankful you're here with me. And again, welcome to the new subscribers. Thank you to the old ones for hanging out there with me because I've been gone for like a month. That's how bad it's been. But onward and upward, 2024, here we come.